Guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the Hurricane, the HEMI. Let's see if we can oh yeah, rev that Hurricane up. All right. Ooh. All right, so
hold on, the engine's warm, by the way.
Yes, we would not rev a cold engine ever. So there's been some speculation about the HEMI coming back into the lineup, and I can confirm that it will be coming back in the Durango. Now, with the change of leadership within Stellantis, we can thank for the HEMI coming back into the Durango. But what I've also been seeing and hearing a little bit about is it coming back into the lineup, period. I think they don't want to, you know, cut their own throat to spite their face thing by saying that the Hurricane isn't going to be the leading power plant for the 1500, but with the overwhelming distaste for having a twin turbo inline six in a truck, especially one that hasn't proven itself in any other of the lineup, I think they're gonna hesitate a little bit before they immediately come out and say it's going in the truck too. Because I say this because I believe that it will come out into the truck, because not only are they bringing the HEMI back into the lineup, but they're bringing the HEMI to the United States for production. Keep that in mind. Let it stir in there, plant a seed, whatever you want to call it. But would they spend that kind of money if they weren't planning on producing it for more than just the Durango lineup? Remember, the Durango, yes, we love them, but are they a big producer as far as, you know, do they manufacture a lot of them into the umbrella? Not at all. In fact, most of them are getting sold to police forces and stuff. And I think that's why they're initially putting it back, the HEMI, into the Durango, is because the police forces are demanding that they have the HEMI and not the Hurricane. Police forces, highway patrol, whatever, you know, all of the law enforcement agencies. So what really keyed me onto it was they're bringing the HEMI production into the United States. That's why I'm pretty sure we're going to see it come back into the trucks. I don't know exactly if they are or when, but you can bet your butt that as soon as I find out, we'll be making a video on that. And then we'll also discuss what's going to happen with the Hurricane once the HEMI comes back into the lineup. Well, I think we still need to get some more mileage on these in the trucks to see how they're going to perform. You know, they've been in the trucks now for a few months, and I have yet to work on one. A couple of the other guys on my team have worked on them, but they've been not issues related to the engine. They've been just other issues related to the truck. So I haven't seen any of the problems that they're having in the Wagoneers, but not to say it's not going to happen. We just don't see it on the same scale. That, and everybody who's wanting to buy a new truck is demanding a HEMI and not the Hurricane. So I hope Stellantis, you hear this and realize that people don't want the Hurricane in the truck. They want the HEMI. Now, with that being said, I am still going to say I am still excited for the Hurricane to see what it does. We never get anywhere without technology advancing, and a lot of the older folks who demand to have a dipstick, you can have that. I don't care. The system not only tells the oil quality, it tells the oil level. So if you trust the electronics in it, then so be it. If you don't trust the electronics on it, something happens, guess what? It's covered under warranty. Who gives a crap anyway? That's why you buy the extended warranties. You're good for 100,000 miles, right? And after 100,000, you pass it on to the next guy who can't afford to buy a brand new truck. That's part of the game. You know, you never went out and bought an old square body Chevy with a 350 with 140,000 miles on it and didn't know that you already needed to reseal the intake manifold and possibly a head gasket or two, plus valve seals. Anytime you buy a used vehicle, you're going to have what the other person didn't want to fix or maintain. So, you know, don't cry in your spilled milk. Anyway, but sorry, I kind of went off on a little bit of a tangent there. I work at a dealership. We deal with new volume inventory. I am excited for the technology and the new things coming out. Do I agree with it all? No, but again, you don't have advancements without the technology. So there we go. We'll leave it at that. Now let's talk about the Cummins. Yeah. I'm excited to see how that thing's going to perform, even though I'm not excited that they changed some of the things on it that had been proven perfect for 3 decades. Like the oil filter. Why? I don't know. This whole intake manifold, a bolt-on aluminum intake, I think that could be a good thing, especially when it comes time for your truck to, you know, go to the spa for a day and go into a weight loss program with a performance enhancing bit of software and whatever else you want to put on it. What are they going to be able to do with that bolt-on intake manifold that's going to make that engine even better? So that, I'm excited to see what that's going to bring. But we digressed. We were talking about the HEMI. So
I got to ask you a question.
Okay.
So to wrap this video up, you got to tell people what would be, let's just hypothetically say the 5.7's coming back, but the 5.7 that's coming back is outdated. They have done little to no upgrades to it. They had some issues that were happening. What would be the ideal clean sheet V8 that you would push to Stellantis?
Oh boy, ideal clean sheet V8.
Hold on. Forced induction? It's all on the table for you.
Well, so for the average person that's going to buy a 1500, you know, unless you're rich and you buy a TRX, the 5.7 HEMI is a perfect power plant for the application. Does it have its problems? Yes, it does. I mean, before we start adding turbos or superchargers or any other power adder to it, let's fix a couple things like camshafts and lifters and exhaust manifolds. I mean, whether you're talking about the new generation breaking the manifolds or the older generations that just break the bolts, fix the friggin' problem. That's what happens when you have a steel part bolted to an aluminum part with crappy hardware in between. And then when you put really good hardware in between, you crack the steel part. There's, you know, where's the balance in there? Well, I've never claimed to be an engineer. I know more than most, but probably shouldn't say that. But, you know, there's got to be a better way to make that system to where it doesn't break stuff all the time. Now, as far as the camshafts, let's go back to the roots of it. Let's get some good products in there. Let's get some fully hardened roller lifters. Let's get some fully hardened good camshafts, and let's deal with the oiling situation. Some of you might have noticed that for 13 and newer with the 8-speed transmission, you get the smaller oil filter. The older ones had the bigger oil filter. Does that make a difference? Not sure. I mean, we could take a page out of Chevy's book right now and say, you know, that when they have the diesel engine with the smaller gas engine oil filter on it and they know it's causing a problem, is that causing a problem here? I mean, they're blowing up engine oil coolers and filling the cooling system with oil, but we're just, you know, grenading engines. So can they make an oil filter that can handle the flow without creating a back pressure? Will that create enough of an oiling situation improvement on the valve train to where we don't have this cam and lifter failure? There's a lot of ifs and whats in there, and the one thing that I do know is that the manufacturing of the lifters and the camshafts is subpar, and they need to do a fully hardened process on all the metals used in the valve train to prevent that or to make it better. You know, what's your guys' thoughts on that? Do you have any? Other than, just junk it, it's a piece of crap anyway, I'll never buy a 1500 Dodge product again. You know, those are, okay, thank you for watching my video, and move on. Let's get some real answers to these questions. Yeah. You know, the more that we talk about this in this kind of a forum, and, you know, I'm not the YouTuber that's got 5 million subscribers and gets 100,000 views a day, but the more people that do subscribe, the more people that do comment on all of the different YouTubers, the more that Stellantis, GM, Ford has to start paying attention to these kinds of forums in order to hear what the people have to say. You know, I think that the reason why they're going to bring the HEMI back is directly related to the public opinion on the Hurricane engine in the 1500. These kinds of platforms are the perfect place where we can all put our opinion out there and scream it to the top of the world. Stellantis, bring us back the HEMI, get rid of this Hurricane. So with that in mind, now I want you guys to think really hard about it and shoot me some comments. Hit the like button, you know, whatever, all of those good things. And thank you again for watching, and we hope you have an awesome day and an awesome week. Peace.